Now we'll turn our attention to the Armstrong 4700 series multi-stage pump. This pump is fitted with a silicon carbide seal. As before, let's review the tools that you'll need to complete the task. You'll need 4 Allen or hex wrenches, a 2mm and a 5mm Allen key, a 3/16 and a 5/16 inch Allen wrench. You'll also need a 1/2 and 3/4 inch open end wrench, a rubber mallet, a block of soft wood, 2 pry bars, and a flathead screwdriver. Again, set up a flat, clean surface near your work site. Begin by disconnecting power to the pump motor. If possible, lock and seal the power supply so the motor cannot be accidentally energized while you work on it. Close the isolating valves on both the suction and discharge sides of the pump. Loosen the upper venting plug to relieve the casing pressure in the pump. Remove the drain plug using a 3/4 inch wrench. Push the coupling guard to one side and pop it out. Using the 5/16 Allen wrench, loosen and remove the 4 motor mount screws. Once the screws are removed, use 2 pry bars or large screwdrivers to loosen the motor shaft by prying up gently on both sides of the motor housing. Once loosened, the motor can be removed by pulling straight up. Set the motor aside as you continue the rest of the procedures. Using the long Allen wrench, remove the upper shaft end screw from the pump shaft. You may accomplish this by inserting the flathead screwdriver between the coupling halves. Loosen the Allen cap screws on the coupling. With the 3/4 inch wrench, undo and remove the 4 tie rod nuts and washers. To remove the motor bearing pedestal, you need to tap upward on the 4 corners of the pedestal with a rubber mallet, gradually working the pedestal loose of the tie rods. Set the motor bearing assembly aside. In order to remove the pump cover, use a small block of wood placed just under the edge of the cover and tap the wood block gently with your rubber mallet, working your way around the cover until it comes loose. Remove the cover and then remove and discard the seal seat and retainer from the pump cover. Using your 2mm Allen wrench, loosen the mechanical seal set screw and slip the mechanical seal assembly off the pump shaft. Make sure the pump shaft area is clean and free of debris. Remove the tube O-ring from the outside cylinder. Now check to make sure the pump cover is clean and free of debris. Use a small amount of silicone lubricant on the inside of the pump cover and on the inside of the seat cavity. Install the new seat and gasket into the cover and press into the cavity. Place the new O-ring onto the outside cylinder. Lubricate the pump shaft and seat the new mechanical seal. The seal should not be placed all the way down onto the washer. Leave a small gap and then tighten the set screw. Place the cover over the pump shaft. Press it down on the top of the pump housing. Using a rubber mallet, gently tap down on the edge of the cover until it's fully seated. Now place the motor bearing pedestal over the tie rods and replace and tighten the tie rod lock washers and nuts. Hand tighten them first and then tighten all 4 in a diagonal pattern, a few turns at a time until all are tightened completely. Now retighten the 4 coupling screws, again using an alternating diagonal pattern, and turning each screw a few turns at a time to ensure even tightening of the coupler. Now replace and tighten the upper adjusting lock screw on the pump shaft. After we've assembled the bearing housing to the pump, we want to ensure that the pump shaft is free to rotate. Carefully replace the motor, bring it straight down onto the bearing pedestal. Replace all 4 motor mounting bolts, hand tighten them at first, then tightening them with the Allen wrench a few turns at a time in, again, an alternating diagonal pattern until all bolts are completely tightened. Replace the drain plug and loosely tighten the venting and filling plug. Now open the isolating valves on both the inlet and outlet sides of the pump. Loosen the vent plug slightly to expel the air in the housing, and tighten it fully when a steady stream of fluid begins to appear. Check the coupling and seal areas for signs of leakage before replacing the coupling guard. Replace the coupling guards. Re-energize the motor by removing the lock and tag and reconnecting the power. Thank you for viewing our presentation today on the 4300 and 4700 seal replacement. I'm Niall Murphy. See you soon.